Yo, what's up guys, it's Jack and welcome back to another video. And in this one I wanted to discuss the possibility of virtual reality or VR for Call of Duty Multiplayer. And it's something that I could definitely see coming, and in about give or take in about 5 or so years from now, virtual reality in Call of Duty is going to be a really big deal, I think, or virtual reality in general. And I think that when the time comes, I think that Call of Duty is definitely going to take advantage of it. I don't see why not. And it could change the way we play Call of Duty. Actually, that it could be that change actually that we're wondering what the hell it is, but we don't know yet. I mean, it could be a factor. We're not sure yet. The only thing is that right now, at this point, virtual reality in Call of Duty is, virtual reality in general is just not. It's not really at the point where it will be. It's not as sophisticated or advanced yet, but it will be eventually. It's going to happen, and it's going to change the way we play a lot of games. That's going to be implemented a lot more often, and there's going to be so much more that we're going to be able to do. So when it comes to that, I think that would be very interesting, and it's only going to be a matter of time before it starts becoming an esport thing, or where you're going to be playing competitive games in VR, I think. I mean, imagine if we had two different versions of Call of Duty competitive. One of them being the ones that we see today, obviously, where people are using a controller and sitting down and looking at their monitor, pretty much how every one of us game, pretty much, at least 99.9% of us. The other 1% being the people that are already playing VR games. But it will eventually get to the point to where it's going to be very sophisticated, and we're going to be doing a lot more, and it's going to be a thing, a lot more than it was when it first came out. I think it was like 1 year ago, maybe 2, when they started implementing it, like with the Oculus Rift and all that other stuff. But can you imagine? We're not just talking esports here, but we're talking like just multiplayer in general. Can you imagine if you had the equipment, obviously, to, like, if you were to like put on some gloves and some what's it called? Put on some gloves and you got the mask on or whatnot, and you, or the virtual reality glasses or the headset or whatever the hell it's called. But imagine if you had that, and if you had to like kind of get on this tiny little platform that you can set up at home or whatnot, and just stand on it, and it could kind of pick up your movement. I think when the Kinect came out, I think when the Kinect originally first came out during the Xbox 360 era, I think in a sense, if you think about it, that was like the first step. I mean, we may not even need to put on anything. Maybe we just need something that'll scan us, and then we're basically in the game, and whatever movement we do, it does, and there you go. It's like, hey, forget quick draw when you're playing competitive multiplayer. It's basically how fast you can draw your gun with your personal speed. So all of a sudden, athleticism and getting in shape is going to play a factor. Can you imagine that? And then all of a sudden, esports and sports are going to have a lot more in common, because, hey, this is physically competitive. We're just not making contact. I mean, it'll be like a non-contact sport. Or whatever the hell they're going to come up with it. I mean, I'm sure they'll have a special name for it, but the point here is that it's only a matter of time before virtual reality becomes, takes that next leap forward, and it's going to happen, and it's going to happen fast when it does eventually. And the popularity of it will increase, especially if you don't have anything to like put on, like if it just scans you and then you're basically in the game and stuff like that. It's coming. I think honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not even, we're not even gonna have to put anything on. It's basically, technology is gonna get to that point to where, I mean, it's already there, I think, but it's just not as sophisticated. So it really is gonna change the way we play Call of Duty. Now, obviously, there's always gonna be people that are not gonna want to physically exert themselves in any way, shape, or form while playing multiplayer games, or even single player games for that matter. It doesn't matter, which is obviously fine. It's just gonna be an option. But once the popularity gets to a certain level, and once the technology gets on a certain sophisticated level, it's going to be something that is going to be a thing, I think. And I think it's going to be very interesting. It's like, okay, I play Call of Duty Multiplayer. Okay, well, what kind do you play? Do you play the virtual reality one, or do you play the traditional controller kind? So it's going to get there. And it will be that change that we're going to need in Call of Duty. Now, obviously, there are so many more different directions that they could take this thing. Like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, games like, let's say, PUBG, for instance, and a few others, Fortnite and everything, are getting very popular. I mean, Call of Duty, I had somebody in the comments section tell me that Call of Duty will always be first-person shooter, and I hope that's the case. I really do. But the thing is, even if it is, it doesn't mean that it won't change the way we play the game. I mean, they could do something completely different with it. They can, it could be a first-person shooter, but it may still not play the way we know it as today. I mean, just making this game, for instance, a battle royale changes everything. Because the map's going to be a lot bigger, you're going to have a lot more players to worry about. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more toys to play with that they're going to give us for in terms of options. And then, who knows? I mean, they might make it competitive in a sense. They could do it. I mean, if it attracts money and if it attracts a popularity, they're gonna try to figure out a way to make money at it. That's what businesses do, and that's what even we as people do. Like we figure out what we love to do and what we're passionate about in life, and then we try to make money at it so that way we can do what we love for a living, which is the ultimate dream, no matter what that is. It could be anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It's very simple. You just find your passion, and you basically find out a way to make money at it, and there you go. You'll be a happy camper. Because one of the things that really sucks in life is going to work absolutely miserable. But I will say this: if I have anything to say about that, is you could still be happy with what you're doing, but at the same time, if you're not making enough money at it, you'll be miserable. So if you're going to be miserable in doing whatever it is that you're doing, just make sure you're making money at it. If there's anything I could teach you to learn from my mistake, it is do that. Learn. I mean, money is an important factor as well, and it's got nothing to do with greed. It's basically about survival. If you're putting in a tremendous amount of hours doing something for work, and if you're not going to be able to keep your head above water, just live a normal life, then to get your means, then by all means, you gotta search for something that's going to make you some more money, and don't let anybody take advantage of you that way. But anyway, I went off on a tangent, but I just had to get that out there. But I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time before virtual reality becomes the next big thing, or a next big thing. Because, like I said before, there's always going to be people that are going to prefer to not physically exert themselves while playing and just feel overall relaxed, which is great. I'm one of those people. But at the same time, I can always mix and match, especially if I enjoy it. Are you kidding me? And then at the same time, it's also going to help people be a little bit more healthy, because one of the drawbacks to gaming is that a lot of people will put in a tremendous amount of hours of just sitting down and playing games, but they won't get any exercise in, which could potentially lead to health problems, depending on the person and their activity level and all that kind of stuff. So I think it would be very interesting to have that in the mix as well, and you'll have people that are a lot more healthy in the gaming, which is great. So in a sense, from a popularity standpoint and a health standpoint, it's going to draw attention. So anything like that is something that they're already working on. I can guarantee you. I can almost guarantee you that they're already like working on it becoming that next big thing. So, but anyway, guys, that's what I wanted to discuss. And what do you guys think? Do you think this will be the big change, or a change that we're going to see in the future? And what are your thoughts? And if you have any intel that I'm not aware of, please educate me. Let me know down in the comments section. And as always, opinions are always great. It's always good to have a good conversation down in the comment section, and I absolutely love it. So that's all I got for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and the gameplay. And if you did, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.